Priya was the kind of nurse who knew how to heal wounds and how to open new ones. Zaid was the patient who came in broken and left obsessed. Amina was the wife who didn't scream, didn't cry. She calculated. When their lives collided in a Dubai clinic, it wasn't just an affair. It was a countdown to a rooftop water tank, a missing phone, and a death that still leaks online. This wasn't love. It was leverage, betrayal, and revenge dressed in luxury. And once the videos surfaced, nobody walked away clean. The Crime Scene presents a new page of crime, a new mystery, a new shock case. Priya wasn't your average nurse. She had the scrubs, sure, but behind that clean-cut uniform was a whole other hustle. Fresh out of Mumbai, she landed in Dubai chasing a paycheck and a little fame. The clinic she worked at catered to the rich and restless, businessmen, influencers, trophy wives. And Priya? She knew how to play the room. Her Insta was stacked with wellness tips, soft focus selfies, and cryptic captions that made lonely hearts double tap without thinking twice. But the real action wasn't public. She ran a private channel, exclusive content, spicy enough to keep her bills paid and her DMs flooded. That's where Zaid came in. Mid-40s, loaded, recovering from a botched shoulder surgery. He wasn't just looking for meds. He was looking for attention. Priya gave it to him in doses. She'd linger a little longer during checkups, brush his arm when she didn't need to, and drop hints about her side projects. Zaid took the bait, started requesting her for every appointment, slipped her gifts, designer bags, crypto transfers, even a Cartier bracelet she never wore in public. It wasn't love. It was leverage. Priya started filming. Not just selfies, full-blown videos. Her talking to the camera, teasing, narrating her relationship with Zaid like it was a reality show. She kept everything backed up on a burner phone, encrypted and off-grid. She said it was for safety, but truth was, she liked the power. Zaid was married, and that made it even juicier. His wife, Amina, was back in Pakistan, running charity galas and posting motivational quotes. Priya figured she'd never find out. Dubai was her playground, and Zaid was just another rich guy with a weakness. What she didn't know was that Amina had eyes everywhere. And once those videos hit the wrong inbox, the game flipped from flirtation to fatal. Zaid wasn't just addicted to pain meds. He was addicted to Priya. What started as a few extra minutes during checkups turned into full-blown obsession. He'd fake symptoms, exaggerate discomfort, anything to keep her close. She played along, slipping into his penthouse under the guise of private care. But this wasn't about recovery. It was about escape. Zaid was living two lives, one with his elegant, philanthropic wife back in Lahore, and one with Priya, the nurse who knew how to make him feel seen. Their affair wasn't subtle. Priya started documenting everything. Not just for kicks, she was building a digital diary. Clips of her walking into his suite, voice memos about their nights, even slow-mo shots of her lounging in his silk robe. She called it content, but it was more than that. It was ammo. Zaid didn't know she was saving it all. He thought she was just vibing. But Priya had plans. She'd seen too many women get ghosted and discarded. She wasn't going to be one of them. Meanwhile, Zaid was slipping. He started missing meetings, ignoring calls from Amina, and spending cash like it was monopoly money. Priya had him wrapped. She'd whisper about moving to Bali, starting a wellness brand, going global. He believed her, started wiring money to offshore accounts, buying her gear, even hinting at divorcing Amina. But Priya wasn't asking for that. She was collecting receipts. What neither of them knew was that Amina had already clocked the shift. She wasn't loud about it. She was strategic. She tapped into Zaid's cloud, noticed weird uploads, and flagged a few suspicious file names. Clinic cam, recovery log, wellness session. All fake. All Priya. Amina didn't confront Zaid. She didn't cry or rage. She called her cousin in Dubai, a techie with a dark side. Within days, he had full access to Priya's burner. And just like that, the affair turned from secret to surveillance. Amina wasn't the type to throw tantrums or chase drama. She was calculated, polished, and way too smart to play the victim. When she noticed Zaid acting off, missing calls, dodging family Zooms, and suddenly obsessed with wellness, she didn't confront him. She observed. Quietly. She had access to his cloud backups, synced across devices. One night, while scrolling through his uploads, she spotted a folder labeled Clinic Cam. Inside were videos that had nothing to do with recovery. Priya was all over them, smiling, posing, narrating her affair like it was a vlog. Amina didn't flinch. She downloaded everything. She didn't go to the cops. She went to her cousin, Faizan, a cybersecurity analyst with a side hustle in digital forensics. He lived in Dubai and owed her a favor. Within hours, he had Priya's burner phone cloned. The contents were wild. Encrypted folders, crypto wallet screenshots, and a stash of videos that made Zaid look like a fool. Priya had receipts. She wasn't just documenting the affair, she was building a portfolio. Faizan flagged one file, a draft email to a gossip blog with the subject line, Dubai's dirtiest secret. Amina didn't panic. She strategized. She crafted a fake wire transfer receipt and messaged Priya from a spoof number, pretending to be Zaid's assistant. She offered a spa day at a luxury resort as a thank you for her discretion. Priya bought it. She showed up in designer shades, ready to be pampered. But the spa wasn't just a retreat, it was a trap. Faizan had already disabled the security cams and rerouted the Wi-Fi logs. Priya's phone connected to the network at 2:17 a.m. That was the last digital trace she left. By morning, she was gone. No checkout, no calls, just silence. Amina flew back to Lahore the next day, smiling for charity photos while Priya's burner buzzed in a Dubai evidence locker. Priya thought she had the upper hand. With Zaid wrapped around her finger and a stash of incriminating videos tucked away, she figured she could cash out and walk clean. She sent him a message, no fluff, no flirting, just a demand, $250,000 in crypto or the videos go public. She gave him 72 hours. Zaid didn't reply. He panicked, blocked her number, and tried to scrub his cloud. But it was too late. Amina had already seen everything. While Priya waited for the money to hit her wallet, she got a message from a Dubai number claiming to be Zaid's assistant. It came with a wire confirmation and an invite to a luxury spa for a private settlement. She was told the money was already moving, and the spa day was just a thank you gesture. Priya didn't question it. She showed up in full glam, heels, shades, and a smug grin. She thought she was about to get paid and pampered. But the spa wasn't what it seemed. Amina had orchestrated the whole thing. The spa was booked under a fake name, the cameras were disabled, and the staff were paid to stay silent. Priya was led to a private suite with a rooftop view and a stocked minibar. She never left that room. No screams, no struggle, just silence. By the time the sun came up, she was gone. The next morning, the spa manager noticed something off, a water leak near the rooftop tank. Maintenance was called. Inside the tank, wrapped in plastic and weighed down with gym equipment, was Priya. Her phone was missing. Her purse was untouched. No signs of forced entry. But one digital trace remained. The spa's Wi-Fi log showed a device named Amino iPhone connected at 2:17 a.m. It was subtle, almost missed, but it was enough to raise eyebrows. Zaid stayed quiet. Amina flew back to Lahore, and Priya's burner buzzed in a Dubai evidence locker, unread and unanswered. 3 days after Priya vanished from the spa, a janitor noticed something off. The rooftop water tank was leaking, and the smell? Rank. Maintenance was called in, expecting a busted pipe. What they found instead was a nightmare. Inside the tank, wrapped in plastic and weighed down with dumbbells, was Priya's body. Her skin was bloated, her eyes wide open, and her phone? Gone. No ID, no purse, no signs of a struggle. Just silence and waterlogged death. Dubai police rolled in fast, but kept it low-key. The spa catered to elite clients, and the last thing they wanted was a scandal. They pulled security footage, nothing. Cameras had been disabled for a 6-hour window. No staff remembered seeing Priya leave. Her check-in was logged, but there was no checkout. It was like she'd evaporated. Until she floated. The autopsy was vague. No bruises, no drugs, no clear cause. Just asphyxiation by submersion. But the real clue came from the spa's Wi-Fi router. A forensic tech dug into the logs and found a device named Amino iPhone connected at 2:17 a.m., the exact window when Priya was last seen alive. It wasn't proof, but it was a breadcrumb. And in Dubai, breadcrumbs don't always lead to justice. Zaid was brought in for questioning. He looked wrecked, bags under his eyes, voice shaky. He denied everything, said he hadn't seen Priya in weeks, claimed he was trying to end things. But his phone showed recent calls to her burner. deleted texts, crypto transfers. Still, no hard evidence. No fingerprints. No witnesses. Just a dead nurse in a water tank and a digital ghost trail. Amina was already back in Lahore, smiling for press photos at a charity gala. When asked about the Dubai trip, she said it was a wellness retreat. Meanwhile, Priya's family begged for answers. But in a city built on silence and luxury, justice was just another service, available only to those who could afford it. The case should have gone nuclear. A nurse found dead in a rooftop water tank, a married businessman tangled in an affair, and a wife with digital fingerprints all over the scene. But in Dubai, silence moves faster than justice. Zaid was pulled in for questioning, but he walked out the same day. No charges, no press, just a quiet exit through the back door of the station. Word on the street was that he'd greased a few palms, enough to make the whole thing look like a tragic accident. Priya's family tried to push back. They flew in from Mumbai, held a vigil outside the clinic, and begged for answers. But the authorities kept it vague. Ongoing investigation. No comment. Behind closed doors, the case was already iced. The spa refused to release internal records. The Wi-Fi logs showing Amina's device were dismissed as inconclusive, and the autopsy? Filed under accidental drowning, despite the plastic wrap and dumbbells. Amina never returned to Dubai. She stayed in Lahore, posting charity updates and sipping tea with diplomats. Her Instagram lit up with cryptic captions. One post showed a flooded rose garden with the line, "Some wounds don't bleed. They drown." Followers called it poetic. Priya's sister called it a confession. Online, the story started to spread. Reddit threads popped up, TikTok sleuths dissected the timeline, and YouTube channels ran deep dives with blurry screenshots and conspiracy theories. Some claimed Priya was pregnant. Others said she was planning to leak the affair to a tabloid. But none of it stuck. No arrests. No trial. Just speculation and silence. Zaid went back to business. Amina went back to charity. And Priya? She became a cautionary tale whispered in clinics and influencer circles. In a city built on luxury and discretion, her death was just another secret buried under marble floors and rooftop tanks. The story didn't end with Priya's death, it just went underground. Her burner phone was never recovered, but fragments of her videos started surfacing online. Grainy clips, seductive angles, whispered monologues. Reddit forums lit up with theories. TikTok sleuths stitched timelines and speculated about a pregnancy. Some claimed Priya had recorded a final video hours before her spa visit, hinting at betrayal. Others said she was planning to leak everything to a Dubai tabloid. No one could confirm it, but the mystery only made her more viral. The videos weren't just scandalous, they were haunting. Priya spoke like she knew something was coming. Her tone shifted from playful to paranoid. She mentioned insurance, backup plans, and people watching. Viewers dissected every frame, looking for clues. One clip showed her staring out a window, saying, "If anything happens to me, it wasn't random." That line became a meme, a warning, a rally cry. Meanwhile, Amina stayed silent. Her social media was curated, charity events, book launches, motivational quotes. But every few months, she'd drop something cryptic. A photo of a flooded garden. A caption like "Some secrets are meant to drown." Followers called her poetic. Critics called her cold. Zaid never addressed the affair publicly. He shifted focus to his business empire, rebranded his clinic, and scrubbed his digital footprint clean. Priya's family kept pushing for justice, but the case was unofficially closed. No charges. No trial. Just whispers. In influencer circles, her name became a cautionary tale. Nurses stopped filming. Expats got paranoid. And in Dubai's luxury scene, people started asking questions they'd never asked before. Still, the videos kept leaking. Not all at once, just enough to keep the story alive. Enough to remind people that Priya wasn't just a nurse. She was a storm in scrubs. And even in death, she refused to be silenced.